how's it going, everyone? It is very late here on Tennessee's primary election. I just wanted to make a quick video because I think it's pretty telling about what's happening here in Tennessee. It is very likely that Tennessee will have a female governor. A female has won the primary. Her name is Marsha Blackburn, and also Jerry Green, the Democratic candidate. That'll be the first female governor in Tennessee. One of those two candidates. I mean, very, very likely that one of those two will win. There's still a lot of results coming in at the time of recording this, but I think just the governor race is going to be the big talk now in Tennessee. And on the Republican side, there were three candidates. It was Marsha Blackburn, John Rose, or this other candidate, Monty Fritz. Marsha is the establishment candidate. She's been in politics in Tennessee for, I don't know, man, probably since I was born, it seems like. And she's been there at least 2 decades, if just guessing. I mean, probably much longer than that. But yeah, she's definitely played the long game. She's the establishment candidate. Donald Trump didn't actually endorse anybody in this race, which is kind of surprising. And although Marsha Blackburn did put Trump in a lot of ads and stuff like that, so that's kind of telling. I mean, she's definitely a Trump Republican. And the guy who came in second, John Rose, definitely a Trump Republican as well. And he is somebody that was kind of trying to say that Marsha wasn't Trump enough. So, and then I don't want to get too much in Monty Fritz. He came in third. I've got the results right here. Oh, no, it says 99% expected votes are in, and Marsha is the projected winner. She won. She won the primary, and I think I could see that coming. If I had to guess, I called it today. I said, I think Marsha's going to win. She's been in politics too long. She knows how it goes. She knows the right people to talk to. And I thought John Rose actually had a shot, but it's just too little too late. I don't think he ran an aggressive enough campaign. I don't know. I'm not like a political analyst here. I'm just some guy that lives in Tennessee and has followed this stuff fairly closely the last several months. And, I don't feel like I'm not a political pundit here, but it is. I'm just saying, for me on the ground, it's gonna be a different general election. Now, as we switch to Marsha running against Jerry Green, who is very much a progressive candidate. I've seen her speak. Jerry Green. I've seen her speak at the No Kings protest. I saw her speak recently. She came to the next town over from me, so I jumped at the opportunity to go see her speak. And just to be clear, I fully support Jerry Green for governor. I'm not trying to hide that. There's no way I would even consider voting for Marsha Blackburn. I just don't agree with her politics, and I think she's going to be a horrible governor if she does win. And, if you just look at the numbers, Jerry Green has an uphill battle, and the word Democrat in the South is still a bad word to a lot of people. A lot of people they will not vote Democrat. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say to them to do that. But I want to talk about, if you look at the spread of the Republicans, 311,000 people voted for Marsha Blackburn. But if you combine Monty Fritz and John Rose's vote, so if it was a 2-person race against Marsha, I think Marsha would have lost. So in a lot of ways, Monty Fritz was kind of the spoiler candidate. And, I don't want to talk too much about him. He's kind of a Christian nationalist guy. I don't want to get bogged down with this. I want to talk about mostly the two candidates that won, because I think that's moving forward. That's where a lot of the talk is going to be. And it's going to be one of those two. So I'm just pointing out that Marsha won this primary, but only, in my opinion, because it was 3 people in the race. Now, conversely, on the other side, Jerry Green, she was the undisputed winner. She received 243,000 votes, and the next person that got the next most votes in the Democratic primary got 63,000 votes. The undisputed winner in that race. So I think, what does that mean? I think it just means that everybody in the Democratic Party has coalesced behind her, and she has that momentum. And on Marsha's side, she's not only going to have to explain her policies, which she's not very good at doing. She is older than Jerry Green, and she's also going to have to convince some of the people that voted against her in this primary. It's going to be an uphill battle for Jerry Green, but I don't think it's going to be an insurmountable uphill battle. And I think Tennessee could be one of those states, sort of like Kentucky, where it's a right-leaning state in Congress and in the Senate, but they have a Democratic governor. So the thing is, you can't gerrymander a state. You can't gerrymander. And Tennessee, just did this thing with the redistricting. Yeah, that was I was just trying to look up the date. It was in late April when the Supreme Court weakened the Voting Rights Act. So now the Republicans have done a mid-district gerrymandering in Tennessee, which has never happened. And I know it's been done in other states like Texas. The Democrats did it in Virginia. So it's like both parties do it. But I mean, it really all started with Trump saying that they should redistricting Texas, and everything else has just been a counterpunch to that. The Democrats have just been counterpunching to that. So, but nonetheless, Tennessee did it as well. And they did it in a way that is going to probably get rid of the only Democratic congressional seat from Tennessee, which is from the Memphis, Tennessee area. And everybody knows Memphis is a majority African-American population. And that district is, if you just look at the map that they've redrawn, like these districts are insane, man. I'm talking like Memphis is like a 3.5-hour drive from Nashville, but the way the district is drawn, there will be people that will be living in Memphis and living in South Nashville and living up near Kentucky that are going to have the same person of Congress, which is insane to think about that. Marsha Blackburn has this ad where she's crushing fortune cookies.
How hard am I gonna crack down on China? Well, here's a clue.
Marsha Blackburn worked with President Trump to take on communist China. As governor, Marsha will fight to protect Tennessee land from Chinese front companies, close loopholes, and hunt down every communist who tries to defy us.
It doesn't take a fortune cookie to figure it out. Here in Tennessee, we're going to stop communist China and protect Tennessee land.
When I saw it, I was just like, I can't believe that they decided to put this on TV and run this as an ad. And it's a bizarre time, but I think Tennessee is changing a lot. I don't think that all these people that voted for Monty Fritz and John Rose, you're telling me 100% of those people are going to turn around and vote for Marsha Blackburn. I know a lot of them will, because they don't want to see the Democrats win in Tennessee. But I got to tell you, man, the Democrats in Tennessee are fired up. They are ready for something to change here. And I am too. I'm ready for a big win. There's a lot of people for years in this state that are just blindly voting red. They're not even looking up the candidates. And I think the election of Marsha Blackburn is proving that point. Again, I'm not an analyst here. I'm not a political analyst. This is just my thoughts. I just felt like making a video about this because this is my home state. I was born and raised here. I've traveled around a bit, moved around for about 10 years, but now I'm back. I've been back for the last 3 years. So it's just interesting to be back now and see how Tennessee is changing. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the state. And I think that this state is going to look very different in the next decade. And I'm kind of excited for it. We could go hard right. We could go left. We could kind of become a state that really starts to decide political elections. It's hard to think of states outside of the Rust Belt. Well, what is that saying? It's like, so goes the Rust Belt, so goes the nation. What if that's the case for some key states in the South? States like Tennessee that only have, what do we have, like 13 or 14 electoral votes? I don't even know. I think it's 13. What Marsha Blackburn is trying to sell to Tennesseans is hugely unpopular. And I think that Tennesseans are waking up to it. I don't want to try to say that I think Jerry Green's going to win the governor's race, but we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting here in Tennessee. But, I definitely want to put this in there. There is a woman, her name is Kristi Burke. She is running, I think it's Tennessee's 1st district. I think it's one of those districts that's up there in like the northeastern part of the state, so pretty far away from where I live, but you should definitely check her out. I know she's on YouTube. I'll plug her YouTube channel. But she's an atheist running in Tennessee, and she won the Democratic primary. I've seen a few of her YouTube videos, and I think she's going to be a real strong candidate. Just wanted to put that in here. That's a race that I'll be following. It's amazing to me how many people just don't know anything about candidates and local candidates in their state. And people that I know that are always like posting political memes and stuff online, I always like ask myself, I wonder if I asked that person who is his state representative, would he know? Would he know who his state senator is? What about his county commissioner? Would he know who's on his school board? Who is in his local elections? It's like we spend all this time showing everybody what team we're on and, waving our red or blue flag. And instead, I think we should be using that energy to really figure out who represents us and determine whether or not they're doing something that we approve of, whether that's right or left. I mean, it's sort of like what's happened in Tennessee for the last 2 decades has been Republican control, and this state has slipped further and further behind. So many Tennesseans are just voting blindly. They're just voting Republican. Voting in this country has just become a cultural thing. It's almost like we're watching a sports game. We just want the red team to win or the blue team to win. I want the country to become a place where everybody thrives. It's just a question of how do we get there, but we're not going to get there if we just stay on these teams and we don't even try to figure out who's the best candidate. And I think at least the left is trying some of that. They're hashing shit out in their primaries. And I don't think that happened in the Republican primary this year. It's just Team Trump and non-Team Trump. And then it's like, well, who's got the most people? They didn't even feel like that they really had an argument about, where they want to take the country. That's it. That's my little political rant for this video. But thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.